Hello, friends and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Min-Max Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us, and you do so as we continue Bloodlords. As always, we'd like to invite you to come join our Discord. And if you'd like to throw a little financial support our way, you can check out our Patreon. And a shout out to all of those at our Lich level and above. Rock Jedi, Wolf, Blartimus Slump, Thunder Mammoth, The Trevor Project, Das Chris, Fizzgig, AC Goldner, Eric R. Oh, just gonna sneak right past you there. Miss Indie Link, Tawdry Monster, Mercutio, Angel Shadow Art, Sirendin, The Necromancer Forever, Doc Holiday, Corey, Robert T, Scrap Gear, Ted, True Chaos God, Kaga, Jason K, Dicky Lopez, Bobson Dugnut, Rickety Rope Bridge, Alex K, Doma Elaka, Frank L, Just Mike Works, Ross D, Argoon's Long Lost Elbow, Fig Tear, Zach S, Jamie H, Mr. Turtle, Sleeve, Darren, Caleb W, Pickle, Mr. Grimm, Fire Down, M54 Ewods, Jameson S, Eric R, +2 Vorpal Salmon of Whacking, I'm Not a Robot, George F, Leo Hart, Har, Witch Hunter, Jeremy D, Matthew M, Scott E, Progeny of Kukulin, Liz Giggles, Calistria Specialty, Brandon K, Gringus Maximus, Andrew G, Eben Flames, Booming Thunder, Henry, A School of Fish, Ice and Jam, and Chris W. Shout out to new patrons. That's right, plural. 3 new patrons. At the Dead level, Joel E. At the Lich level, James B. And at the Bloodlord level, Riley S. As always, and for real, thank you all so much for your support. And now a recap of session 76. We've cleared out our new residence and made Kix into a Lich. We cast some rituals and received some guests who Lucan doesn't let in. We then go to see Kortash Kane. He is not impressed with us and has little use for our skills. He gives us a task to look into a cult called the Secret Eaters, who have been assassinating people. They worship Cabriri, a god of ghouls, perhaps even the first ever ghoul. Kortash doesn't like them making Cabriri look bad, as he is the high priest of Cabriri. These Secret Eaters are led by a ghoul named Urgak. We accept the quest and head on out.
So the Tower of Gnawed Bones is located in one of the oldest reaches of Mekatar. It's deep in a part of the city called Vassal Alley. You'll notice the space pretty quickly as you hear it described to you. It's a spire of pitted stones. It's about 120 feet high, and the central section is flanged out that gives the structure a vague appearance of a mace planted in the ground. If you'd like to find out more about the Tower of Gnawed Bones before you approach, let me know.
What kind of check would you want? Like a society check?
You can do like a gather information, so you can do diplomacy.
Ooh, gathering information. Do we want to, or do we care?
I feel like we should, but at the same time, I don't really care.
No, yes, we will do a little gather information. I would like to know if there's anybody we shouldn't kill in here. I'll give you a diplomacy check for gather information.
Okay.
Let me see if I have anything for this. We do gather information so infrequently. And sometimes you just take skill feats that do things that you forget you did.
Yes, that is a thing. I know that they're like Streetwise lets you use society.
I have discreet inquiry. I am subtle in my efforts to learn the things I need to know. When I gather information, I can hide the true subject of my inquiry among other topics of little interest to me without increasing the difficulty.
All right, then.
Yeah, so if anybody is like trying to find out if we're asking around about them, they have to exceed my deception DC to be able to do so.
Okay.
And that's all. Gather information check. I get a 30.
So the locals in Vassal Alley refer to the Tower of Gnawed Bones as just Gnawed Bones. And
Gnawed Bones.
And the residents of Vassal Alley, Gnawed Bones has remained this looming threat, an object of idle worries for some time. Originally, the space was created as a facility to clean off any sinew, meat, things like that off of bones to provide for Geb's need for skeletons. Unfortunately, the business wasn't terribly successful because of the fact that magical cleanup of skeletal remains is the preferred method, and it leaves the skeletal remains in a much more pristine condition. so the place didn't really do all that well. It had fallen into disrepair and eventually forgotten about by the landlord. The operations had stopped for a long time and the locals had forgotten about it, but then they realized that some ghouls had moved in, and there's rumors that those ghouls have gotten a taste for undead flesh. So the resident husk zombies and ghouls and other undead are nervous by some of those tales that come from Nodbones. There's a report of strange supernatural lights that pulse from within the tower's numerous windows, or even a strange thrumming vibrations that shiver through the ground at odd hours. From a logistical perspective, there are two entrances into Nodbones. There's the ground floor entrance, and then a section on, I believe, the third level. I'd have to look at it, but there's an open-air cargo bay where scavelings are loaded up with the cargo and sent out. That's what I can tell you about Nodbones.
Cool. Interesting information. Nothing too super helpful to us, I don't feel.
Depends on if we want to go in the level 3 instead of level 1.
Anybody else got the ability to fly? I don't have the ability to fly.
I don't yet.
Our goon can.
You have a climb speed now, don't you, Lucan?
That's true. I can climb. I do have a climb speed.
Take a rope up. Actually, I have my, how high up is, like, how tall is this building? Like, how tall would the third level be? Like, I assume it's a level's bigger than, like, a house level, but is it like a massive building, or?
It's 120 feet tall.
That is a pretty massive building.
That's a big building.
Well, sounds like front door it is.
Front door?
Front door.
Front door.
Front door. There is the front door. You'll notice that as you approach, do you approach during the day or at night?
We're on a day cycle. Might as well go a day.
Yeah, we're on day cycle now, yeah.
The people of the neighborhood don't really get close to this building. So your approach is noticed pretty handily by the locals, but nobody approaches you. They keep a 40-foot wide berth around the base of this building.
Well, do we knock or just go in?
We're here to kill them, aren't we?
It does appear so.
Let's just go in then. Check for traps first. Arius, your face is needed.
Ram my face into the doors.
Is it trapped?
No trap goes off.
That's our knock.
Well done. The Sundrinker, if you would. And the Sundrinker will open the doors.
The door is not locked. The knob turns, but as Sundrinker goes to push the door in, it's stuck.
He has to pull.
No, it's a push.
Oh, you wanted an athletics check?
If you would like to force the doors open, give me an athletics check.
Oh, no. It's stuck. And Sundrinker will step out of the way and let Arius have a chance. I rolled a nat one.
Yay, athletics. 32.
32 is a success.
You've come so far from the farm.
Remember when you kept failing all the athletics checks?
Yeah.
It's a good throwback. It's a good throwback.
It's been a while. Arius, when you push the door open, there are 4 ghouls dressed in heavy armor. 2 of them are wielding shields and a flail. The other 2 are wielding heavy crossbows.
What the fuck?
That looks fucking cool.
That looks like some Ron Spencer art.
There's a ghoul anti-paladin.
Very cool.
You push them out of the way, but this large mound of stone blocks, broken timbers, and the bodies of numerous beetles the size of guard dogs lie heaped amid the door. As you open the door, you notice that there is a V-shaped shelf that runs along the angled south walls, atop of which are several displays of bright, shiny beetles, and there's a flight of stairs that leads up to the north next to a double door. But you don't really have much opportunity to deal with that situation because roll for initiative.
Quick check with that beast we had. Would I be satiated?
Oh, yeah. From what I could tell, you basically came straight here.
Well, we split them up. Oh, geez. Kix gets to go first.
I'm gonna attempt a battle cry at the guy in front of me. Get a 37.
All right, I want to do the one to the south of him. And I get a 30.
Both of those are a success. Both those ghouls will start off combat frightened 1. At the top of round 1 with the battle cry, Kix.
All right. Do I get a free knowledge check with Arcana, Crafting, or Cultism?
Religion. But none of those things, no.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just use a regular... Oh, actually, I'll use my cantrip. My hex. Discern secrets. When I cast a spell, the target, myself, can recall knowledge at a +1. And this bonus remains as long as I sustain the spell. So I'm going to recall knowledge at +1 on religion. Oh, wait, are hexes...
This
a
is
spell.
hex.
Mine is, yeah. This discern secrets is...
Disturbing knowledge?
Discern secrets. It's a
Discern.
hex.
Oh, it's not. Oh. It would
But
be
I
a
was just
spell.
wondering, do I use a focus point for those?
Yeah.
And I don't have a different focus pool, do I?
Nope. You don't.
Nope.
Same pool.
I'm just going to recall knowledge. Disregard everything I said.
Okay.
Probably will never use that hex because I'm not going to use focus points on that. 31 to
Okay.
religionize.
We're identifying the ghouls. These are ghoul anti-paladins of Cabriri.
Ooh.
They have your standard ghoul things. They're immune to death effects, disease, paralyzed, poison, and unconscious. And they're undead. What would you like to know about them?
Do they have a weakness?
They do not.
How about a...
Do they have attacks of opportunity?
Ooh, they got AAO?
They don't. However, the reactions they do have are more focused around shields and shield blocks.
So they're Shara.
For Sheras.
I'm going to target these two guys that aren't spooked and attempt to spook.
We're going to spook them.
Contagious idea, not amped. I will just need a will save from both of them.
Just so you know, those two go next.
Yeah, it's alright. They might step into Shara's thing, right? Because it falls off at the end of their turn?
They're probably just gonna go for me though. So I'm at the door.
Are those the ones with the flails or the ones with the crossbows?
Those are the ones with the flails. They get a 30 and a 20.
Why were you concerned about that? I mean, you were just saying that the fear might fall off by the time I go or something? Oh,
yeah.
no, well,
I didn't realize that they were going to fail in critical fail. So,
well, failure is feared 2, critical's feared 3.
The north one has frightened 3 on it.
But also, if they step within 15 feet of Shara, they can't lose their fear, right? Well, below
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's finally coming to fruition when you asked us, even though that was Gurdrug that wanted everyone feared.
Yeah, it's true. Well, now we've got other things. Well, that's going to take us over to the two that just got affected by kicks and that spell. They will, with their first action, the one strides up. Now, they can't 5-foot step up. They have to stride up because of this pile, this debris here in front of the door is difficult terrain.
Little Anakarubs from World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they look like.
That is what they look like. Yeah, you're right. This one will use its second action then to strike Arius with the flail. Get a 25 to hit.
That's a miss.
It's too bad. With their third action, they will raise their shield. Taking us over to the other one, we'll do the exact same thing. Stride up into the doorway, strike Arius, and then raise a shield. This one rolls a little better, but this one's also frightened 3. 27 hit.
Miss.
And that'll do it. They raise a shield. End of their turn. Lucan, it's your turn.
Action 1.
Hit 'em, tree.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an angle.
You do.
I think I can see both of these ones up front with Lucan as well, if the doors are both open.
They are.
All right, cool. Well, I don't even have to move then. We will use action 1 to boost Eidolon. Sure, we'll take a free action to try and extend the boost. Nature check. I'm going to fail that with a 23.
Yeah, you will.
But the extend boost is still there.
One of these days you'll get those.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to keep pumping up my nature check. Then with actions 2 and 3, I will act together and we'll cast Electric Arc on the front 2 bad guys. And we'll need some reflexes.
They both roll. Well, one rolls really badly. Not one.
Excellent.
The other gets a 31.
All right, so it'll be double and half. So that's going to be a 38 or a not.
Big zap on that one.
Yeah. And then with their single action, Sundrinker will attack the one directly in front of Arius. And we'll go slashing. Gonna miss the 25 though.
That'll miss.
Done.
That takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Okay. We are going to test out our new fun little ability to burrow. I burrow 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 2 actions to burrow underneath these guys in the front line, to the guys in the back line, pop up, and use Raise Shield.
Pop up. Fuck.
That is fucking
God damn it. The two turn around. They're startled and surprised. Do you leave behind a tunnel or no?
No, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't think these guys. I don't want them to be able to get out very easily, and I don't think anybody's going to follow me in here. So,
All right.
Oh, you have the option.
I have the option. Yes,
Oh, that's cool.
That changes a lot of things.
because I can allow people to. I can tunnel through, and you guys could follow me.
That's pretty cool.
That's my turn.
Well, Shara just completely drops herself right in the middle of their formation. That takes us over to Arius. It's your turn.
So the one directly in front of me is the Frightened 3 one, right?
Frightened 2
Or
now, but
Frightened
yes.
2. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to power attack that one.
Sorry, I probably should have stopped into flanking. My bad.
You're good. Ouch. Roll a 5 and get a 27.
27 misses.
Alright, third action, I will shatter defenses. And we'll see if I get lucky. Nope, that's a natural one.
Rough.
That's my turn.
All right. Then after Arius, it's the back line of the ghoul anti-paladins, and they are startled, to say the least. The first one, for a free action, drops their heavy crossbow onto the ground, and then 5 foot steps into flanking with his buddy, and then bites, or attempts to bite, Shara.
Attempt keyword.
Attempt is the keyword here. Oh my god, a 6 on the die is a critical miss?
Yeah, that's not. That's, yeah, no.
4 to hit. Wow. Alright, well that's it, Saren. The other one will also, free action, drop their heavy crossbow. And they will draw their flail and strike Shara with the flail. This one might get a little bit. 34.
It hits because of flanking.
Ooh. Alright. 17 points of damage.
I will use my Selfish Shield. I gain resistance equal to 4 plus half of my level. What level were you? 12, so that's
12, so
10.
6. 10. Jeez.
So I'll only take 7 of that.
Yikes. Yikes.
I think he has 1 action.
Drop. Oh, yeah, has one more action. Gonna swipe at the offhand claw. That easier hit with map. Hopefully. Nope, not with a 4 on the die. Alright. Top of round 2. Kicks. It's your turn.
I will unleash Psyche. Move up towards the front of the door more so I can see everybody.
Both of the ones around me should still be frightened.
They should all stay frightened 1, essentially, right?
With me in the middle of everything, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a good old amped Shatter Mind for a 60-foot cone.
Good God.
That almost rolled over to a 1.
Alright, well, it looks like we got 3 failures and 1 success.
Jeez.
Got 44 damage from a cantrip AoE.
Get some head trauma there. Holy shit. You have 44 AoE.
And if it's relevant, they're stupefied.
It's a good chunk of damage and actually can be relevant. Stupefied for how long?
To the start of my next turn.
Okay. Only if they failed or all of them?
Just a failure. The success would not be stupefied. That's all I got.
Alright, then after kicks, we get some of the other anti-paladins here. These are the ones that are engaging with Arius. They're going to trust that their teammates can take care of that situation with Shera. These ones will continue to hold this line. Raise a shield for the first action, and then start swinging with that flail at Arius for the second. This time gets a 31 to hit.
Right on the nose.
Right on the money. 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
And then a second swing. 20 to hit.
No, not even close.
Yeah. The other one's going to basically take the same turn. Shield, flail, flail. 29 to hit.
Miss.
Frighten really fucked him there. So 22 won't do it either. Okay. Lucan, it's your turn.
Well, we're just gonna... I mean, they're doing the same thing over and over. I'm gonna do the same thing over and over. We'll do a boost Eidolon. We'll do an action to try and extend... Or a free action to try and extend the boost. There we go. That's a success. We extend that boost. 36. What is the DC this level?
30.
30. All right. So I do succeed. That boost is extended. Action 2 and 3 act together. Let's just do another electric arc. Reflex saves.
All right.
They didn't seem to like this last time. Let's see if they don't like it again this time.
Reflex is their worst save. I'm going to roll the 16 on the die and still failed.
2 failures. That'll be 21 damage to each of them. Then Sundrinker will take an attack again at the one directly in front of Arius. But they're hard to hit. So we'll see. Especially when I roll a 4.
Yeah. 26 miss. That takes us to Shera. Flanked inside the entry. It's your turn.
We will start with we'll raise the shield again. Then we will attempt to get into Dread Marshal stance since we haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Fail with the 28.
Yep. Fails this level.
We'll 5-foot step into flanking for Arius.
Much appreciated.
Speaking of Arius, it's your turn.
Power attack.
Kill him. No.
Oof.
25 to hit.
That'll miss.
Shatter defenses. Moving on.
Ooh. Well, that takes us back over to the anti-paladins who were dealing with Shera. Shera stepped out of that flank, so they're both going to be striding up into that flank position. First one does so with their first action. Second action draws the flail. And then third action strikes Shera before the flank here, technically. And misses with a 30. Next, already has their flail out. They 5-foot step up and then swing twice at Shera. Yeah, I can't roll very
With
well.
an 18, you missed. I mean, it was a second attack.
Second attack, but still. 22 and a 31 miss.
That's correct, and they should both still be
Frightened. That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
Spice things up a little bit here and cast Shattered Mind. And take will saves from all of them. Amped, by the way.
This is a super exciting fight, guys.
It's such a good spell. And there's multiple people.
It really does well. Did they all fail?
They sure did.
They all failed.
And with Psyche Unleashed doing a plus 12. Same damage,
Yikes.
44.
God, and even the one that failed because it's frightened still. And another 44. These ghouls are just bleeding from their ears and their eye sockets. But they fight on.
That one by the door closest to Sundrinker is looking pretty weak, so I'm going to hit him with a little kill steal ability here.
Oh, yeah?
If I could get a reflex save from him, we'll do a one-action Psyburst. Oh, here, I can.
All right. It gets 25.
He fails.
Wow. I don't like that at all.
15 mental damage.
And this one begins to seize, drops his shield to the ground, falls to his knees with a clatter. He did.
But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, well then after Kix drops another Shatter Mind and finishes the first ghoul anti-paladin off, takes us over to the ones in front of the door here. Boy, that's just not looking great for them. He steps out of the flank with Shera and Arius with their first action. Second action, they raise their shield. Third action, strike Arius with the flail. Oh no. 20 to hit. Oh boy. They're just not doing hot. Alright, Lucan, it's your turn.
We'll start this off with the tandem movement. Arrange Sundrinker and Lucan into a way where we can see a little bit more, do a little bit more. And we will do a 2-action electric arc on these two that are kind of in a row there. Reflex saves.
Alright, we get a 26 and a 19.
Well, that is a failure and a critical failure, respectively.
Cool.
So full and double. That's 20, and the other will be 40.
Well, the one that takes 40, that was enough. They crumble into a smoldering heap. Smoke rises between the cracks of their plate armor.
Excellent. And Cedric will attempt to strike the other and get a 34 to do so.
34 hits.
Excellent. We will deal 21 slashing damage, and if it can bleed, it gets bleed, but probably it can't.
Ghouls. Things that are undead.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Then after Lucan, that takes us over to Shera.
Okay, we will raise shield. This fight doesn't seem like I really need to worry about Dread Martial stance, so we're just going to ignore that for the moment. And then, let's try a little trip action on this one to the north.
All right.
Nice.
We will get a 39.
A 39 is a critical success.
Well, they will take 5 bludgeoning damage as they fall on their ass and are prone.
Boom. All right.
I will then try to follow it up with a Comma Slice. Get a 28 to hit.
28 hits because you tripped it.
Well, we will deal him 17 damage. And that's my turn.
Arius, it's your turn.
Son of a bitch, just let me hit something. I 5-foot step in. I target the one that's on the ground. It's the one to the north of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I power attack. Second and third actions. Rolled a 6. Got a 28.
It hits.
I finally hit something.
All them debuffs.
Love to see it. Smash. I just like lots of dice.
Not bad damage. 43 damage.
43. Cut deep into this one. It's barely holding on.
I take my temp HP.
Well, this is not the one that got knocked on its ass, but instead this is the one on the opposite side of Shera. They make a stride action to move towards the back of the room where there is another door.
Attack of opportunity.
2 attacks on that then.
Looks like I'll hit with a 32.
That does hit.
And I'll deal it 18 damage.
I get 34 to hit.
34 hits.
40 damage.
After the Sundrinker's vines whip crack against the back of this one's helmet, the helmet comes flying off, and Arius' sword comes crashing down on it as it's running by.
I give my temp HP to Shera. Shera, go ahead and drop that replenishment ore on yourself.
Nice. I have 6 hit points.
Which leaves just one of them. This is the one that's prone. They use their first action to stand, second action to step towards the door, and their third action to interact to start pounding on the door. Intruders! Intruders! Top of round 4. Kicks. It's your turn.
I'm gonna move in and step onto this difficult terrain here and do another 1-action Psyburst. reflex save.
All right, he gets not great. 26.
13.
As he's knocking on the door, his head just explodes in a spray of blood.
Damn, that's neat.
This one dies, leaving a streak of blood on the door that he was knocking on.
And then I say, just kidding, everything's fine.
It was a dumb conversation, anyways.
Everything's good. No cause for alarm.
No cause for alarm. For now, we are out of initiative.
Anybody take any? Oh, you guys took a little bit.
Yeah, I took 7. I'm not too worried about it.
Not a lot of damage taken in that fight.
I sure didn't.
Well, they already knocked. Should we go in?
Might as well. I'm fine.
Arius, do you want to step up next to the door with me, or do you want to stay back? Oh, somebody open the door.
I opened it.
I'm with you.
Oh, it's open.
It's fucking open. Oh, that thing looks cute as fuck.
Not what I was expecting.
Oh my. Oh my.
A group of 6 immense violet crystals stands along the northern half of this octagonal chamber. Each of the jagged crystals is 7 feet across and reach up nearly to the rafters 20 feet above, appearing almost as if they were flames of purple fire solidified to some sort of smoky quartz. Each crystal contains a shadowy humanoid shape inside. Flickering light pulses within the crystals, and now and then a mote of glowing radiance breaks free to drift toward the center of the room, where a 20-foot diameter domed cage sits. The cage is mostly made of gray metal bars, but a low, solid metal wall to the north features a panel of strange machines to which 3 hoses are attached to an awful-looking monstrosity that slumps awkwardly within the confinement. An octagonal hole in the ceiling above the central cage opens to the tower's upper floors.
Neat.
That was the word I had in my mind.
Here's the creature with the tubes hooked into it.
It's like a manticore
That
mixed
is a
with like
fucked up chimera.
some type of bug. A chimera manticore bug.
He's got so many butts on his back.
Butts.
Those look like pustules, but okay.
Butt pustules.
But pustules.
Bustules.
Yeah, it has a tail with 3 stingers, bat wings, a like worm-ish tail. It has arms, no legs. It's definitely a worm sort of thing. And a spider's face.
And a bunch of back pustules that look like butts. Okay, that's a creepy, gross thing.
As you open the door into this curious sight, the creature inside of the cage sees you, and anyone who can understand Abyssal understands its furious demands, shrieking in pain. Kill the ghouls! Set me free!
Oh, you know I'm befriending this thing.
Does anybody speak Abyssal? Somebody speaks it.
Oh, you goddamn right. Kix steps up.
Yeah, I do not.
There is no reason Kix wouldn't love to make this his little friend.
And from behind the metal plate, from just the other side of the cage, step 2 ghouls. Kill them! And in the octagonal hole in the ceiling, you actually see a few ghouls pop their head out. 3 of them. To see you all.
Like the anti-paladins we're facing, or just of what you got in front of us right here?
So the ones we got in front of you are what you're facing here. The ones above looks like 2 anti-paladins and 1 of these.
Okay.
So I'm going to get us into initiative here. And I'm going to have you roll that.
These guys are chewing on arms.
Yeah.
Of course, wouldn't you?
I mean, Shara would.
We like immediately went into this room, right? So there's no time for focus pool or anything like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing like that.
Okay.
You got right, I got left, Ted.
I was doing the big guy.
What? He's our friend.
Yeah, I'm doing the big guy.
The other guys are outside my 30 feet, aren't they? 10, 20,
No, we
35.
said 30. We said 30 doesn't matter. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
For the battle cry.
Wait, is that what we decided?
As long as they're in earshot and nothing's like really getting in the way. I think in this case it might be different because the sound coming from this machine might drown out your cry a little bit, but it's 5 feet. It's 5 feet.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay, change my 38 to the guy on the top right then. No, wait, that's not what I rolled. What did I roll? I rolled a 40.
You got a 40. 40's not a critical success, just a regular success.
40's not a critical on those guys? Fuck.
No.
Fine.
They did become frightened 1.
I get a 37 on the guy on the left.
Also a success.
Although it might be a little harder to get both of these within 15 feet of me.
Well, they go before you two. Not gonna do a ton.
No, they might approach. They do go before us.
One of the ghouls gets the jump on the party, and at the top of round 1, this one steps forward, gets closer to Shara and Arius, who just opened the door, and casts a spell at Arius. Give me a will save, Arius.
Ouch. I want to re-roll that. I don't really want to start off like fucked from the beginning of combat.
Re-roll it. What'd you roll?
I got a 30.
Oh, you got a 7? Yeah, re-roll that shit. We're good. Don't get ghouled.
I already know this shit's higher than 30 because I didn't crit succeed by 40.
No. Hey, just don't get ghouled, bro.
Don't get gold.
Okay, I'll use my hero point.
No, you suck. You're ghouled.
32.
32 is a failure.
Fuck.
Well, that's high.
They have some high fucking saves. It's frightened 1 too. That means this shit's at least a 33.
Arius now has the controlled condition. And at the end of each of your turns, you can attempt another will save to end the spell. But this is dominate. And the ghoul demands that you attack your partner, as they see right now, Shara. That takes us over to Kix. It's your turn.
I don't like Arius being dominated.
They're rolling like shit all night.
Alright, well, that might change. I was gonna do one of my cool new witch spells. I still have Baldur's Gate brain where I was like, well, I could attack him to break the concentration on the spell.
Nope, that's not how that works.
No, just kill him.
So for my free recognized threat, so I have crafting, occultism, and arcane. Is there like a crafting check I can use on my boy here to see how I can like release him? Not Arius, the big guy.
Yeah. There's something you got there.
All right, I'll try a crafting check to recall knowledge on my
The
friend.
Pain Milker.
The Pain Milker. It'd be crafting, right? Not occultism. Just wondering because it's higher.
Yeah, crafting is.
Okay.
Yeah, crafting's fine here.
20 and a 34.
34 is enough to tell you that this machine that the creature is hooked up to is absolutely preventing it from leaving. Not only that, but the cage seems to be constructed of cold iron. You're not entirely certain anything about this creature as of right now, but you think that might have to play into it.
And so these guys that are looking down, they're just looking down. They're not at the moment.
They're not participating. In fact, if you look at them, they start laughing and hooting, and they're gleefully watching the fight play out below.
All right. So Arius does not have attack of opportunity at the moment, correct? Is he considered an enemy at the moment?
No.
Okay. I am going to talk to Sundrinker to see if he can get in there and start to break the cage. I promise he could be a friend.
All right.
And then I am still going to cast what I was going to cast. I'm just not going to target Arius. I'm going to cast Loose Time's Arrow, targeting everybody but Arius. We are all quickened, but it's a special quicken that'll need a step or stride.
A step or stride. Okay. For how long?
Just till my next turn. So pretty much you get to utilize it once.
Okay.
But I will use that free action myself, that extra action myself to move up behind. Oh, I don't want to be right next to Arius. That's just silly time.
Well, you you wouldn't get it immediately.
Yeah,
Oh,
you don't
no?
get to use that action until the beginning of next
Oh,
turn.
because it's when you replenish your... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
That's
right.
when you
Well,
get
anyway,
your
I still
actions.
have one action, so I'm going to... Oh, nobody has reactions, so I can't use message. Does Dominate have like an aid attribute to it at all?
No, not at all.
Can I can't promote the save? Okay.
Let's see, I like dispel magic or something.
I'm gonna cast message to my milker, and we'll say in Abyssal that my plant friend here is gonna get you out to don't react hostilely to my friends.
He moves forward to reach and touch the bars, but retracts and recoils, and then just shouts, "Free me! Kill the ghouls!" again. He seems frantic.
That's all I got.
All right. Then that takes us over to the other ghoul. This one also uses their first action to step forward like their other one and says, "Oh, there's more behind these." 2 actions targeting Shara. Shara, give me a will save.
Shit. Yeah, none of my bonuses apply. Well, we'll be using our hero point on that natural one.
Hey Tyler, anybody getting any? We're 2.5 hours into our game.
Oh god, I thought it was gonna be another natural one. Well, your 2 frontliners are now dominated, guys. Have fun.
Maybe they'll just fight each other. They just said fight allied enemies. They could just fight each other. Which I would much rather prefer.
Well then.
We finally get to see who wins out of the two of us.
I'm sure they would tell us to
it's
do
gonna
something
wear off.
other than attack each other.
Yeah,
But
no,
maybe.
now that they both have control, and here's the fun thing about controlled. The controlled condition, they don't have to spend actions when controlling you. They're just on their turn going to control you. So the situation's a little bit different. And on Shara's turn, Shara's going to turn toward Sundrinker, take a step.
Doesn't it state they get an action if you make them like fight their allies or something? It's weird that it reads that in critical but not failure. I don't really quite... As a failure, but the target receives a new save only if they give a new order that is against its nature, such as killing its allies. Failure is against controlled condition, but it can attempt a will save at the end of each of its turns.
With this failure, they just get this at the end of each of their turns, right? But the critical failure is only when they get new orders.
Yeah, the critical failure only happens if you give it an order to attack somebody, like an ally.
I was honestly seconds away from taking Dominate, and now I'm like, fuck, I could have countered this by just casting Dominate on you guys. No, they're mine.
Shara, you're going to be attacking Sundrinker. I don't want to take agency away from your gameplay tonight, so why don't you go ahead and take the wheel.
So you want me to step up and attack
Yep.
Sundrinker?
Step and attack Sundrinker, yep.
And that's a free step, by the way.
Essentially, yes. Well, I continue to roll shittily and get a 26 to hit.
Thank goodness.
Oh, that's too bad. Why don't you try again?
I suppose it was a free step. How about a 35?
That's better.
35 does hit.
Not once. Nika.
Very good. Very
Nine
good.
damage.
Shara's fighting. Shara's fighting this, I can tell.
Well, Shara gets a new will save at the end of their turn to see if the domination continues.
Technically, I have a third action also.
Oh, that's right. The step was free.
Probably
Why'd you raise your
shield.
shield?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I get a 39,
39 is a success.
which becomes a critical success.
So, you shake off the controlled condition. Arias, however, has not.
Who am I fighting?
You're fighting Sundrinker.
Step.
How about a power attack?
But you don't know I have power attack.
Yeah.
Well, as badly as Shara.
Power attack.
No, you don't.
Power attack.
I'm going to say they got to use a recall knowledge on that. Or Aria's knowledge.
How would you know I have power
The controller
attack?
dictates how you act and can even make you use any of your actions, including attacks, reactions, or even delay. So, power attack.
I mean, what you said doesn't really justify not knowing
It
that he has power
doesn't.
attack, but I'll go like you're the
I think it
DM.
does. So you power attack.
All right.
Oh god.
Oh, it's not a crit?
Oh, so close.
Off by 1.
So
With
close.
a 19, you didn't crit? That's so good. I'm so happy about that. And he rolled very poorly.
Oh, you did roll.
I
like
thought for
shit.
sure a 19 on the dice would have been a crit.
Same.
I'll take Sundrinker's 32 AC.
Oh, you did roll like garbage on that.
Really low.
31 points of damage.
Roll that save.
Yep, now you get another will save.
Do better.
It's still Oh no, that's right. You don't have. You didn't.
I didn't give it to him.
Quickened.
See
Yeah.
no reason I wouldn't get my replenishment of war. I'm taking my temp HP.
Yeah, that's fine.
Failed.
Hey, you did, I said extra hero points. You didn't give one. We're owed.
You're owed.
We're owed.
Lucan, it's your turn.
All right.
We're owed! Okay, all right. What are we at? 2.5 hours, I'll roll 2. D4. David 1, Ted 2, Spencer 3, Swanee 4. So Ted and Swanee get hero points.
Nice.
Nice. The 2 people that just used their hero points.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, Ted didn't. He didn't have one.
Gonna use yours there on that fortitude or will save, or save it.
Probably save it.
All right.
Lucan, bottom of round 1. Your friends are attacking you, but it's your turn.
I got no way to get past Arius.
He's not an enemy.
He's not.
No. He could still. They could still use his reaction, but he's not
Still
an
take
enemy.
his attack of opportunity
Right.
on me.
But like when moving through, you're not moving through an enemy if that changes anything.
Gotcha. I was thinking I was, but okay. He hits awfully hard.
But a 19 on the dice didn't crit you, which is still gonna be kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, ACs have gotten pretty high now.
Tyler, how far is that octagon thing from my milker?
Like the machinery?
The roof, like where those guys are looking down.
Oh, it's right above it.
Like, and it opens into the cage.
Yeah, no, the cage is closed, but
From the
there's a
top?
hole above where the cage is in the ceiling.
And they're looking down said hole.
Yes. There's 3 of them. You fucking bringing them all in?
No, I just want to know what they're doing.
They're still just having a good time watching. It's been interesting so far watching Arias beat up the plant.
I'm looking to see if I can hit them and not hit him, and I don't think I can.
Oh, hit them and not the...
Yeah, but I don't
creature?
think I can.
I can tell them to back up.
That's all right. I was just checking. Well, this is terrible. There's just nothing for me to do. Fuck it. Okay.
Slap Arias around a bit.
You can just hit him with electric arc, no? Ooh, I like it.
Take your attack of opportunity.
Yep. Attack of opportunity on Sundricker as they move.
39 to hit.
You hit.
Nice.
Way to start rolling well, Ted.
28 damage.
A little bit better on damage.
That was my free move. I got a free movement, right?
Yes.
Not that it really matters. But it means Lucan can essentially take 2 movements to get up in here.
Yeah, you got to. Both of you have a free move.
Yeah, and still have 2 actions remaining. And with those 2 actions, I will indeed act together and cast Electric Arc on these 2 assholes. Reflex saves.
They get a 33 and a 30.
That is a success and a failure, respectively. So 23 or 11. And then with Sundricker's single action, do you want me, does it look like I should be attacking these bars or like athletics checking
I guess I explained to you that they're cold iron, so whether you think that you could, whatever Sundricker thinks he could do, if it thinks it's irrelevant, you can just beat on the ghouls.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, I guess I also stated that our milker did say kill the ghouls.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then we'll just attempt to kill the ghouls. Sundricker will take an attack on the one to the west.
Ooh.
And we'll get a nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great damage. 26 damage. They probably don't bleed. They're ghouls.
Oh, what's your crit? What's Sundricker's crit special?
Nothing at this time.
Oh, okay.
Is that something you have to choose, or just at level 12 you still don't have it?
I don't think I ever get a crit special, but I'll have to take a look into that. I'm not positive.
After Lucan, that takes us up to the top of round 2. The first ghoul who casts that dominate spell, they have a silly spell list meant to target living creatures.
We're not living. Especially not anymore.
Okay, this one takes a 5-foot step away from Sundrinker, thinking that that's enough space, and then begins to cast a spell.
I will indeed take that attack of opportunity.
Ooh.
And we'll get a 41 to hit.
That is a critical hit,
Excellent.
and you cancel the spell that they were casting.
Yeah, that's the big thing. 32 damage, not great, but I cancel that spell out. Well done,
is
Sundrinker.
A very
Well
big
done.
deal. Yes. They don't have anything to help out with that. All right. That was their turn then. Kix, you're up.
And Abyssal, I tell him that if he wants to be free, he's going to need to do his part. And I cast Gravity Well in his cage, trying to pull the 3 ghouls from a pup into his cage. If you described that cage to me correctly.
I thought it was enclosed.
I think it's enclosed. Let me read it again real quick.
Oh, you said there was an opening they were looking.
There is an opening above the cage, but the cage is enclosed, separate from the opening. Like there's a top to the cage.
Lame. That was a great idea. I give you a hero point for that great idea, even though it won't work.
I would assume he would just would have made short work of him, and it just would have been funny.
I mean, that's legit. Yeah, there is a top of the cage.
Okay.
So if you're going to pull them down, they would get pulled down to on top of the cage, not inside of it.
I don't do that. So I just give him some encouragement in Abyssal then. You're doing great, pup. You'll be my next Calcac. In that case, I'm not gonna step. I'm just gonna move 25, and then I'm gonna move 50 feet up to this crystal. What is that? Literally, what it is? Just like some energy crystal, or what am I?
It is a crystal. It is a large crystal. It looks like there's some vaguely humanoid shape at the center of the crystal, and as you approach it, you feel like uncomfortable.
I'm a lich. Do I really though?
I mean,
Like this is a new kicks.
it doesn't hurt, but it's slightly uncomfortable.
Right. David, how far did you go down with those attacks?
I'm at like 120 out of 188.
All right, just because I'm not essentially sure what I want to do quite yet, I'm just gonna cast a 5th level Soothe on Sundrinker.
I love it because I'm the only one. Well, you and I are the only ones up in here going to take this shit. So,
And we'll do
that's
57.
Damn.
good rolls. Thank you.
Very
sir.
good rolls.
And then with that, but yeah, that's 2 movements and a spell, so I will pass my turn.
After Kix, that takes us over to the other ghoul. They take a 5-foot step back and begin casting a spell.
Quick recognition, or whatever.
Yes, go ahead and give me an occult check.
44.
This,
I know when he learned this spell and that his mother taught it to him.
Oh, John
Yes.
wrote this spell. I know John.
John wrote it, yeah. This spell is Spirit Blast.
Oh, okay. Irrelevant knowing that, but I know it. I kind of forgot I could have countered those fucking.
Dominates.
Yeah, I always think that it's counter thought. I always thought it needs to be on me, but it's just if somebody does a mental tree.
It's the mental trait, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, yeah, that's all right. They're casting it.
Spirit
I know
Blast
that.
here targeting Sundrinker. So Sundrinker, give me a Fortitude save.
You got it.
Woo. Ah!
44
It is a
with a nat 20.
nat 20. It is a basic save, so you take none of this force damage from Spirit Blast. Wow.
Does that affect you anything oddly because you're a summoner? No, because I guess you're not like, it's not, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't say as much.
You will die for imprisoning this creature.
That's their turn. Wow. Round 2 is a pretty weak for them on this. But that takes us over to Shara. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, I have to move first. Which one looks... this one on the left looks like the most injured. We'll move up next to him. We will raise shield. Actually, do they have weapons at all on them?
No.
And we're gonna forego the raising the shield for now. Let's first try to Where is it now? Oh, not in my abilities. Going to Dread Martial Stance.
Okay.
Here we can boost some damage. God damn it. Roll a 4 and fail.
There's a pretty big step up for the DC. Went up by 2 this level.
But I mean, I need an 8. And I can't get 8. Anyway, I fail. Now I'm gonna try to trip this dude. I like that 35 to trip this dude.
35 is a success.
He's on his ass.
Then that takes us to Arius. And Arius really only has one good option, and that's to attack Sundrinker. And that's what they're gonna do. So, 5-foot step move up.
How does he know he has power attack?
35 to hit.
You hit.
40 damage.
And it was a power attack, just as we wanted. All right, end of your turn. You do get to attempt to save against this again. So give me a second.
You can do it, buddy.
Oof.
Roll 3, get 26.
Use that other hero point. What do you need?
Ooh.
I get a 10.
Oh my
Get a
god.
33.
A 33 fails.
Damn. Your will save's really good too.
Lucan, it's your turn.
These assholes. Alright, perfect. They're both within 30 feet. So you know what that means. First action, we'll do Boost Eidolon. I'm not even going to bother trying to extend the boost, just putting it on him. Actions 2 and 3, we will act together to Electric Arc. Reflex saves.
All right, we got a 34 and a 23.
That is a success and a failure. So half and full of 26. 26 or 13. And then with their single action, Sundrinker will attack the ghoul to the northwest.
The one on their ass?
The one on their ass. And get a 31 to hit.
That hits.
And we'll deal 18 damage.
They'll take that 18.
And I'm done.
All right. That takes us to the top of round 3. The ghoul that's on their ass, right next to Shara, uses their first action to stand.
Yeah, we'll take that attack of opportunity. I'll take this guy down. We'll get a 31 to hit again.
31 hits.
And we'll deal him an additional 17 damage.
17. They take that. With their second and third action, they cast a spell.
Recognize
Shara.
spell using reaction instead
Okay.
of my free reaction. Occultism again?
Yes.
32.
This is Dominate.
Alright, this time I will attempt to counter with counter thought.
Okay. What spell slot are you expending on this?
Do I know which spell? Oh, it's level 6, right?
Yep. Being cast at 6th level.
So how does it work? If I match, it's just even, right? Or is it
We
pretty
need
hard?
to do at least level 5, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there any benefit from doing a 6?
No.
No.
So just do a 5 if I...
Yep.
Okay.
If you have a 5,
Yeah.
do a 5.
Yeah, I'll attempt to get counter with the level 5 spell. So, do I just roll my spell
You're
DC?
basically your spell attack roll. And it's going to be against their DC.
Do I have a hero? Did I... Anybody recall? Did I use a hero point?
If you did, you should have taken it away from you automatically.
Yeah, and you got one from when he randomly rolled. Is a 31 not a success?
It is not.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. I think I used one in interaction with something. I don't remember what it was.
You used one immediately.
Yeah, it was a conversation. Oh, yeah. It was the conversation with the fucking strong guy. I told him a
Oh,
scary
yep.
story.
Yep.
All right. Well, he cast it.
Chera. Will save. Counterspell failed.
Hey, it's the first time I got to use it, so that was neat.
Hey, yeah, at least you got it.
Ooh, 17 on the die for a 39,
That is a
Hey.
success.
which becomes a critical success.
Which is good, because there's even
Fuck
a
off.
success against Dominate. But critical success, you're unaffected. That takes us over to Kix.
I'm going to unleash Psyche, recall teachings for a possible aid, and then I'm going to cast a level 1 Soothe on Arius to give him the Soothe buff.
Much appreciated.
And then also 11 HP.
Also appreciated.
And that'll be my turn.
That takes us over to the other ghoul. Saw Kix try to attempt to counteract that spell and fail. Oh, they're not going to move. They don't have to move. They're going to use their 2 actions to cast a spell on Kix.
What is it?
It's Spirit Blast.
I can't do anything about that.
Give me a Fortitude save.
Not my greatest. I will get a 38.
That's a success. So you'll take half of this damage. Half of 55. 27.
27 taken.
Spirit Blast. That 16d6 looks so good. They use their last action to take a few steps back. Shara, it's your turn.
Oh, this one's still next to me? I expected him to move away. But I suppose he had to stand up. Let's try to go into Dread Martial stance, because I'm a glutton for punishment. Hey, I thought that was a 6 for a second, but it's a 9, so I get a 31.
You did it. That's a success.
I did the thing. Success. Let's see. Action number 2. Let's raise that shield. 3. Let's try to trip this dude.
You want help on your trip or your attack?
I'm not going to attack.
Well, do you want help on the trip or should I give it to Sundrinker?
Give it to Sundrinker. We get a 35 to trip him.
That is a success.
Back on your ass.
You're kind of a tripping menace.
You are a tripping menace.
I made an entire character out of a trip build and it never tripped this many times. It was also Abomination Vaults where he fought everything that had like 10 legs.
Oh,
I remember that.
Like,
Understandable.
So Arius on his turn is adjacent to Sundrinker, so I'm actually going to want you to use Demoralize on them first.
36 to intimidate.
Sundrinker, you're frightened.
I'm frightened. All right.
And then a power attack.
I'm going to aid this power zone. That's not true.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Recall the teachings.
37 to hit.
That'll hit.
Well, that's
Yikes.
a stronger one.
53 damage.
Yep.
Pretty good fucking rolls on that. And then after that, Arius, go ahead and give that saving throw.
Add a +2.
Add a +2.
Please roll better than 3. God.
31.
That's another failure.
We found our clutch, our Achilles heel for fucking...
Dominate.
It's not even that bad of a save.
Just have our team be not our team. Yeah.
You have a +25.
Yeah.
None of my saves are above 21.
He just keeps rolling like shit.
His DC's like 35.
Yeah, I know.
And I just can't fucking roll. That's what, 6 failures because of the 2 hero points? That's 6 failures on it,
Yep. Lucan.
including the 2 hero points.
I'm sorry, Arius. I will use a tandem movement. Lucan kind of moves off to the eastern part of the room. Sundrinker moves just a little bit east, just to make sure I can have both of them in range. And then we will electric arc.
Oh, yeah.
I was
just going to aid the attack whenever we do. I'm just going to roll it right now.
Yeah,
Oh, aid Sundrinker's attack.
when it
Got it.
comes. Reflex saves for that electric arc.
All right, we get a 29 and a 37.
All right, a failure and a success for 22 damage, or 11.
Wait, how far is your attack of opportunity?
20 feet. So they're both within my attack of opportunity.
Let me just double check. I'm going to wait to aid an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Sundrinker will attack the guy to the west with their single action from Act Together.
One that is prone.
And we'll get a 37 to hit.
That is a critical hit because they are prone.
Excellent. So that'll be... Cool. Looks like it did include the Dread Martial stance.
Nice.
And because it was a critical hit and Sundrinker's in the Dread Martial aura, that applies Frightened 1 to that ghoul. That takes us to the top of round 4. The one that is frightened and on their fanny stands.
Yeah, now we'll take that attack of opportunity.
Yeah,
On the stand-up? Nah.
Or should I
I'll
wait
say
for the
no.
spell? Yeah, you're
I
right.
say
Wait for the
wait for a
spell.
possible spell.
You're right. You're right.
I'm coaching you with my recall the teachings. I'll be like, nah, no.
Hold.
No.
Okay, they stand, and then they do just that. They cast a spell.
All right,
First,
now we'll
I'm
take
gonna
the attack.
try to recognize it.
Okay.
See if it's one I might be able to. Oh wait, if I use the react, I won't be able to counter. How about can I just know if it has a mental, or do I need to know?
No, I think in this case, you've seen it cast a couple of times. It's dominate.
Okay, I'll attempt the same thing. This time using a level 6 spell.
Counteract. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see that check.
Yeah, 30. I got worse.
30 fails. So the counteract check fails, but does leave an opening for Sundrinker to smack.
All right, we smack.
Are you giving him that aid?
Yeah, let me do that here quick.
That might make a difference.
Critical success with +3, I believe now.
Nice. That would give me a 38 to hit him.
That aid bumps you to a critical success.
Hell yeah. Well done. That worked well.
Oh, and look at the dice.
Yeah, those are good rolls.
That's the most
so-
I've ever seen Suntrigger do.
Yeah, you need to add 4 to that as well because of the weapon specialization that I've been missing since level 7. So that'll make it 49 damage.
You interrupt the spell with its destruction.
Excellent.
Kicks, it's your turn.
I
Only one down here left.
asked Lucan if I should go for some heals or if I should go for some kills.
Kills.
All right, unleash Psyche, and we'll do a telekinetic projectile amped on the farther one there.
It's the only one left.
36,
36 hits.
54.
That's a big hit. Big hit.
We'll throw in a little mind fuckery too. If I could get a basic reflex,
They get 33.
I get enough. They will take 8 damage,
All right.
and that'll be my turn.
Well,
And I tell Arius to snap out of its Zarius? Zerial? Zuriel?
what's its name?
I just started like kind of worshiping this guy. It's
Then after kicks, that takes us over to one of the ghouls. This one is the final remaining one on this floor. When the other ghoul was killed, the 3 up top start whooping and getting into it. And they look like they're getting ready to maybe jump down if they need to. But they still want to see this play out. This ghoul casts a spell. This time on Sundrinker. Spoilers, it's dominate.
it has been my turn. So wait, I got faith in Sundrinker. If anything, you can just unsummon it.
So, Sundrinker, give me a will save. Wait, did you have more actions?
No, I'm just trying to fix my damage. Well, I roll a nat 1, so I will use my hero point on that.
Huh.
And I roll a nat 1, so...
I thought you were just going to unsummon it. Why would you bother using your hero point?
Because I'd rather not have to.
I mean, the chance to... I guess you got a plus 23. It's really high.
Dang, that's a big ass green circle.
It takes a few more steps back. Shara, it's your turn.
Sure, attack the gates. Metal against metal.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Is my friend like barred down? Is there anything that I can do from the out? Like, is he like is he tied down? Like, I see these 3 tubes in the back. Are they like?
Those tubes are like inside of him.
And how, can I get through these gates at all?
Not at the
Obviously,
size
he
that you're
can't.
at.
Okay.
No. And there's no obvious like handle or anything like that on this side.
So if you're controlling your controller dies, who's... I suppose, was it... Which one had Arius dominated?
The one that died.
The one that died, yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh. So the spell's broken, right?
No, that's not how that works.
Then how is he gonna dominate him? What's?
He just follows the last orders given.
Oh, okay.
until the duration runs out.
All right, well, I'm going to move 2 actions to get up next to this guy. And then, since it's been working so well, I think I'm just going to trip him. Well, nah, I'm passing. I'm gonna attack him.
All right.
Yeah, someone's got to start killing this guy. I get a 19 on the die for a 42.
42 is a critical hit.
Nice rolls.
Well, he takes 39 damage and is frightened. And now my turn's done.
Okay.
I want to make a slight argument against control, because it specifically says the controller dictates how you act and can make you use any of your actions, including attacks, reactions, or even delay. How is the person going to dictate any longer?
But it says it lasts until the next daily preparation.
So basically he gets to
there's
make it.
There's no longer a controller though. So what's last? Because it says the controller dictates. So you're like make the moves each turn. Like so essentially they make the moves every turn. No.
I'm with Spencer, but I don't know the actual rules.
Oh, it says you don't have to use actions to dictate what they do.
To dictate what you're doing, yeah.
They won't need to use actions because they're fucking dead.
I see you, but the magic lasts.
I just don't think there's any, because you still like are controlling the dominate spell because they are the ones that are like pulling the strings to make you do an action, do a
So
attack,
you're referring to the controlled condition.
yeah, because it's saying they have to do individual, like because you have them do individual actions such as move, attack, or reactions, or even delay.
I would say the argument then would be he would just stand there and do nothing. He'd still be dominated, but he'd just stand there and do nothing because he's not being told what to do. But I don't think this. I think the spell continues.
Oh yeah, it totally does.
It's just a question of does he actively have to be told what to do? And I can't. That's up to Tyler.
Shara, was that your turn, right?
Yeah, 2 moves and an attack.
All right. Arius, repeat your last command.
Can't do that.
You can't attack Sundrinker?
First thing you have me to do is I can't intimidate them again.
Oh.
So what would you like me to do for my 3 actions?
It'd just be an irregular attack. You would attempt the intimidate, it would fail, and then you would just make the power attack.
Well, I can't have an attempt to intimidate.
You would waste your first action then.
38 to hit,
Let's take it.
39 damage,
Arius, go ahead and give that will save.
27. Rolled a 2.
Yikes. All right. Lucan.
3 actions, unsummon Sundrinker.
Zoom. No more Sundrinker, but Sundrinker's not controlled. Kicks, top round 5. It's your turn.
I was just gonna come back to the consensus that I'm seeing is it depends on how vague you made the thing, and you said to Arius to attack his allies, essentially.
Yeah.
Like if you said kill X, then he would just be then the spell would break if X dies. But
Oh, yeah.
But yeah. All right. This guy is near death. I'm gonna attempt to brain drain him. I'm gonna need a DC will save.
Will save. It gets 36 on that.
Nothing happens. Let's see. I'm going to just cyburst him again then.
Reflex save. 34.
I don't know how mind shift works. If you mind shift it to mental, does it change it to a?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it does.
Oh, it does replaces it with a will
Yeah, I've
save.
been doing mental like with will. Does will change any? A 34?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
less than.
I mean, it wouldn't.
More.
Yeah, it would be more, but not enough to turn it into a critical.
9 damage.
All right. It takes that damage.
And then
it's just barely hanging
3
on.
actions. Yeah. All right.
Wait, you have another action?
No, that's all 3. Sorry.
Oh, that was all? Okay. All right, that takes us over to the last of the ghouls here. They use their first action to sort of run away from Shara.
Smack up, bitch.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, you don't even have attack of opportunity?
I have no attack of opportunity.
I thought you did. Yeah.
They are running out of things to do. They will use the only thing that they can. They cast Haunting Hymn at Shara. Give me a fortitude save.
Nat 20.
Yeah, no damage. Shara, it's your turn.
Free action. Talk to have Shara come down here. Politely ask and say, "You can leave the ghoul to me and Lucan. We can't afford to get hit by big scary skeleton man."
Arius isn't going to attack anybody else because the order was to attack Sundrinker.
It was.
Oh, it was.
I was sitting
okay.
right next to Shara and I was told to attack Sundrinker.
The
I was just saying, like,
Then I was told to
attack
intimidate and
Sundrinker.
power attack Sundrinker. There is no Sundrinker.
Well, in future, if you use dominate, just say enemies, because it's really just how vague.
I mean, yeah, it is super vague, but then I wouldn't be able to give specific commands.
Well, right, yeah.
Well, we'll step up and strike. Get an 18 for 41.
That's a critical hit.
He should actually be frightened from the last. Oh no, I didn't critically hit him last time, did I?
No, he's still in still in the aura, but
36 damage and is frightened if he's still alive.
yeah, it won't matter. You cut this one down.
Well, we have infiltrated the base of our enemies, or at least of Kortash Kane's enemies. We have fought through our enemies and through our Arius. But will we be able to rescue this imprisoned creature before more adversaries show up? Find out next time as we continue Bloodlords. And until then, may you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.